Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to our last day of reading for the week. Behind me, you see our student-friendly learning target. It says, I will listen to a story. When we listen to a story, we want to see what's going on in the story in our mind. It's like a movie is playing. We also want to be able to listen to answer questions. So that is your goal today, to see what's going on in the story and answer questions as I'm reading. Now, this is one of the stories that does not have a picture with it, so you get to create the pictures in your mind. To begin our story, I want to have you think about seasons. Do you know what a season is? Yeah, a season is a time of the year where things are growing or things are maybe not growing or maybe things are changing. We think of seasons especially when in relationship to weather. What is weather? You might turn on the news and see a weatherman, or maybe your mom has a weather app on her phone. Weather is what's going on outside. Maybe it's how warm it's going to be. Maybe you're going to need a jacket today, or maybe you can just wear short sleeves, or maybe it's going to be so hot that it's going to be a perfect day for swimming. It also can be what's coming down from the sky. Maybe it's going to be raining. Maybe it's going to be snowing out, or maybe it's going to be really windy out. So weather has to do with the type of, we call it precipitation, the things that are coming down from the sky, and also the temperature that's going on outside. The story I want to talk to you today about is weather related. It's also season related. Now, there are 4 seasons that we have. If you can think of one of the seasons, just say it out loud right now. Can you think of a second one? Okay, let's start with what season are we in right now? We can go outside. You might still see some orange or brown leaves on the trees. Some of the trees have no leaves on them. Do you remember what season that is when the leaves change and drop off of the trees? Yeah, fall or autumn is the scientific name for it. Autumn and fall is when the trees, they are not getting enough warm temperatures. They're not getting enough maybe rain, and they're not getting enough sunlight to keep growing those leaves and making food to stay alive during the fall and the winter months. So we have fall. That is going on right now outside our door and windows. What season comes next? When all the leaves are off and the trees have no leaves on it and they just kind of stand there doing nothing. Starts with the W. Winter. Good. So we have fall and we have winter. Then after a long winter where it's cold and there's snow and there's ice, all of a sudden God starts to melt the snow away and the sun starts to shine longer and brighter, and the temperatures start to go up a little bit more, and you're going to start to see patches of grass. And in my front yard, my tulips are going to come up, my flowers. What season is that? Spring. So we have fall, winter, spring. And then what is your favorite season? At least it's my favorite, when it's really warm and you can go to the beach and you can go to the pool and you can go hiking and you can have campfires and you can do all those fun stuff, like maybe go to a Brewers baseball game. It's the season of summer. So fall, winter, spring, and summer. In our story today, we're going to talk about some things that happen in each of these different seasons. So I want you to listen, visualize what the author is telling you during these different parts of our story. The author, the person who wrote the story for us today, her name is Valerie Tripp, and the title of this story is called 4 Seasons for Sports. Did you know that you could play sports like Sal all year long? It might not be baseball all year long, but you could maybe play baseball during the spring and summer. Maybe there's a different sport that you could play during the cold winter months. We're going to find out what those sports are and what season they occur in. Are you ready? Here we go. Super Kid Sal sings, I like every sport and I like every game. If you like sports as Sal does, you may play several different sports. Unless you live near a place where you can play sports inside, the sport you play depends on the season of the year. There are 4 seasons. We just got done talking about that. In the United States, where we live, our country, it is winter when the new year begins on January 1st. Winter days are short. That means we don't get a lot of sunlight. There's more hours of darkness than daylight. The weather is cold and the temperatures can drop so low that the ground freezes hard and water freezes into ice. We also get snow. Winter is the season for snow. Winter weather makes winter sports fun. Winter is the season for ice skating, skiing, and sledding. Have you done any of those sports? Yeah, when I was a kid, I loved going sledding. We had a big hill down our backyard and we could get on our sleds and go flying all the way into our neighbor's backyard. It was so great. When I read this though, there's a lot of information here. I have to ask myself some questions to help me figure out what the most important ideas are. So I ask myself, what is this part about? And what did I learn? Well, we learned about what season. When it's cold and snowy, it's the season of winter. Yeah, so that was an important idea for us to know about. And it also gave us some different sports we could play: sledding and skiing and ice skating. Yeah, which one of those is your favorite? Great. Let's keep reading and find out what some of the next ones are. The next season is spring. The weather warms up and the days grow longer. The ground thaws or unfreezes, it gets soft again, and the ice melts back into water. Spring days can be windy and rainy. Rain helps plants and trees grow taller, and it helps the flowers bloom. Birds and insects get busy in the spring, so do people who like sports such as softball, skateboarding, tennis, and baseball. Oh, so what season is this section about? First, we talked about winter. Now we're talking about the season of spring and the different sports people do in spring. Great job listening to those different ideas. Let's find out what the next season is. Summer is the next season. Summer weather is usually hot. Summer is the season of the longest days and the shortest nights. That means we get lots of bright sunshine and a lesser amount of the dark sun or the dark nighttime. Summer weather can be wet or dry, but beautiful sunny summer nights are just right for sports like swimming and surfing and fun games like hide and seek. What season are we talking about in this section of our story? The season of summer, right? We've done 3 of them now. Which of the sports for summer is your favorite? Excellent. I really like swimming. Here's the next part. When fall arrives, the days grow cooler and shorter. Some leaves turn bright colors like yellow, orange, brown, and red, and then they fall from the trees. Fall is the season when many fruits and vegetables are fully grown and ready to be harvested or picked. In many places, the school year begins in the fall. So fall is the season for playground games like kickball and tag and hopscotch. Soccer season is usually in the fall, and sports like football or baseball can be played in the fall or in the spring, which makes it fun to watch for longer periods of time. Which season does the author say is a sports fan's favorite time of year? Yeah, it means anytime they get to play their sport, right? It could be in winter or in spring or fall. It doesn't matter when they're playing, as long as they're playing it, that's going to be the fan's favorite season. Why do we have seasons? So why does it keep changing on us? Well, the earth travels around the sun. As it travels, it's tilted. It's kind of at a diagonal slant. When the part of earth where we live is tilted toward the sun, we have more heat and more light. So if we're in Wisconsin here and the sun is right over here, we're going to be in summer. But when we turn and we're on this side and the sun is over here, then we have cooler temperatures and it's going to be winter time. The part of Earth where we live is tilted away from the sun. We have less heat and light. It's winter, but no matter what time of year you are in, there's a reason to enjoy the season because there are fun and sports and games to be played outdoors. So don't sit inside. Get out there and enjoy sports in all 4 seasons, just like our super kid Sal does. I want you to think about your favorite sport. Is that something that you could play at home? Maybe you just like to watch the Bucks games or the Brewers games or maybe the Packer game on TV. They're outside, they're playing, or they're inside, but they're playing, they're exercising, and they're taking care of their bodies that God gave them. And I want you to try to get outside too, get some fresh air, go for a walk even, and get some exercise for your body. All right, thanks for your attention. I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday. Bye, guys.